Graham Potter, who signed a lucrative 5-year deal with the Blues back in September, was let go after just 7 months, and he will now receive £13 million from Chelsea. And with that, Chelsea has now spent over £95 million on settling scores of past managers over the years. Potter was attracted to Stamford Bridge from Brighton after the club spent about £13 million to part ways with Thomas Tuchel, who had been acquired earlier in the season in a transaction involving Todd Boehly and Chelsea capital. However, Potter's tenure eventually fell short of expectations, and he was fired on Sunday with the Blues mired in the Premier League's basement. Potter won't receive the entire amount of the 5-year contract he signed last year, but Boehly and company will still give him a payoff of about £13 million, according to The Guardian. Back in February, Mirror Football warned Chelsea that they might be on the hook for a staggering £50 million bill if they chose to end Potter's suffering, who had only managed to win 12 of his 31 matches as manager of the club. And even though they were able to avoid that outcome by coming to an agreement with the troubled former Brighton manager, their most recent payout highlights the fact that the Blues have once again been burned after spending a lot of money to oust prior managers. Prior to Potter's firing, Tuchel pocketed a similar amount after Boehly mercilessly fired him earlier in the season. The club also paid off Antonio Conte to the amount of about £26.6 million, and Jose Mourinho received a sizable payout of £18 million. Chelsea also paid £13.6 million and £12 million to part ways with Luis Felipe Scolari and Andre Villas-Boas, totaling nearly £95 million in pay over the course of 5 managers. After confirming that Bruno Solta will serve as the team's interim head coach for the final 10 games of the season, the Blues, who paid out £22 million in compensation to release Potter and 5 members of his backroom staff from their contracts at Brighton back in September, will look for a permanent replacement for Potter after the current season. Numerous well-known individuals have already been connected to the Stamford Bridge opening, including Mauricio Pochettino and former Bayern Munich manager Julian Nagelsmann. However, according to The Sun, the Stamford Bridge hierarchy has identified former Barcelona head coach Luis Enrique as their top choice for the position and will hold talks with the 52-year-old, who resigned from his position after Spain's World Cup exit.